A public enemy to send an eye in the scope.
On the night of his arrest, Khalif Browder was walking home from a party with his friends in the Bronx when he was stopped by police.
Khalif was charged with a crime, a pretty petty crime that it turns out he didn't commit.
And they said, we're going to take you to the precinct, and most likely we're going to let you go home. And then I never went home.
They told you that you could post bail.
Yes, that's correct.
$10,000.
Yes.
And of course,
I couldn't make that. My family couldn't afford it.
There are thousands of people in jails right this moment that are sitting there for no other reason than because they're too poor to get out.
We have a criminal justice system that treats you better if you're rich and guilty than if you're poor and innocent. Wealth, not culpability, shapes outcomes.
And I think what most Americans think of, because they've watched so many courtroom dramas and things like that, they think that the criminal justice system is about judges and juries. Well, that's really stopped being the case.
the system simply cannot exist if everyone decides to go to trial.
Everybody insisted on a trial, the whole system would shut down.
What typically happens is the prosecutor says, you can make a deal and we'll give you 3 years, or you can go to trial and we'll get you 30. So if you want to take that chance, feel free.
Nobody in the hood goes to trial.
97% of those people who were locked up had plea bargained. And that is one of the worst violations of human rights that you can imagine in the United States.
Yeah, but in this country, people pleading guilty to crimes they didn't commit just because the thought of going to jail for what the mandatory minimums are is so excruciating.
Khalif Browder decided, I'm not going to take the plea.
So you had to choose between being in prison for up to 15 years and going home right then by admitting you did a crime you didn't do.
I felt like I was done wrong. I felt like something needed to be done about this. I felt like something needs to be said. If I just cop out and say that I did it, nothing's going to be done about it. I didn't do it. No justice is served.
What you're not told is that if you exercise that right to a trial and you are convicted, we will punish you more.
The courts basically punished him for having the audacity to not take a plea deal and to want to take it to trial. And in that time, in those 3 years that he was sitting there and not being charged for anything, that's when the mental health issues started to deteriorate. He started to get into fights.
After a while, I just kept hearing the same thing from him the whole 3 years, and I just learned to cope with just being in there, and that was rough. I already knew. After a while, I just gave up hope.
Three years on Rikers Island to it in solitary confinement. And he was a child, a baby.
You miss everything. Everything about being home, the fresh air, your family, and certain events. You want to be home. And then when they give you an offer to go home right then and there, it's like, I want to go home, but then you know we didn't do it, so you don't want to take the plea and say that you do it. It's not right. I was scared all day because I didn't know where it would come from. I don't know where any harm would come.
Khalif suffered through so many beatings, both by the people he was locked up with and the guards. He ended up attempting suicide on several occasions. After almost 3 years in jail waiting his trial, they dropped all the charges and he was set free.
He spent 2 years in an environment that people have argued is designed to break you within 30 days.
I mean, I can't really tell you what's next, but this happens every day.
2 years after his release from jail, Khalif Browder hanged himself at his home in the Bronx. He was 22 years old.